Good day and welcome. You're watching Maarten NEWSDESK, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Philipsburg, St. Maarten. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
Police urge safe summer as court sentences robbery suspect. The police force is congratulating students and graduates as the school year ends while urging young people to make safe and responsible choices during the summer break. Police are reminding students that bullying, cyberbullying, and sharing inappropriate comments, photos, or videos online can quickly escalate into serious conflict and may even become criminal offenses. Parents, guardians, coaches, and mentors are being encouraged to stay engaged with young people and have open conversations about respect, social media, and positive decision making. Meanwhile, the court of first instance has sentenced DFH to 6 years in prison for a series of supermarket robberies committed between October 2025 and March 2026. The court found that he robbed 6 Chinese-owned supermarkets with 2 locations targeted twice. The court also activated a previously suspended 2-year sentence from an earlier robbery conviction, bringing the total prison term to 8 years. Police say the message is clear. Enjoy the summer, but choose respect, responsibility, and kindness. APS announces pension increase after strong financial year. The General Pension Fund of St. Maarten, known as APS, has finalized its 2025 financial statements with a clean audit opinion and says pensions will increase retroactively from January 1st, 2026. APS Managing Director Oscar Williams says the increase will be a 0.92% based on inflation over 2025. The adjustment will be paid in July. APS says its financial position improved last year with its coverage ratio rising from 116.23% up from 114.13% in 2024. That keeps the fund above the statutory minimum of 105% required for pension adjustments. The fund also reported that its investment portfolio surpassed 1 billion guilders, supported by positive international market developments and changes to its investment management strategy. Locally, APS highlighted the restructuring of its investment vehicle, now known as the SXM Investment Company, and said it continues to monitor local investments, including rainforest adventures. APS says it remains focused on responsible investment management, transparency, and protecting the long-term interests of pensioners, active participants, and future beneficiaries. Civil Registry expands access with more walk-in services. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina is praising the Civil Registry Department after it delivered more than 3,600 additional services through expanded walk-in service days during the first half of 2026. Between January and June, the department provided 3,622 extra services, including registration forms, identification cards, passports, and driver's license services. The initiative is aimed at reducing waiting times, improving access, and making essential government services more convenient for residents. The Civil Registry Department is also reviewing appointment schedules and contacting residents when earlier appointment slots become available. Prime Minister Mercelina says the effort shows practical, citizen-focused governance and commended staff for their professionalism and dedication. He's also urging residents not to wait until documents expire before renewing passports, IDs, or driver's licenses. Residents can contact the Civil Registry Department by email at burgerzaken@sxm@stmaartengov.org or call 550-8280, 550-8262 550-8284 or 526-1543.
Hello, my people. My name is Glenda York of Sit, Sip and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV15 St. Maarten, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from Great Bay Media Studios in St. Maarten, your NEWSDESK feature story is coming up. But first, here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience, community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience, hey. For every life, every adventure, number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Welcome to the BTP Cybercrime Awareness video. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any illegal activity that uses computers, smartphones, or the internet to harm people, steal information, or cause damage. Now, how to protect yourself. First, use strong passwords. Also, keep your devices and antivirus software updated. Enable two-factor authentication. Research before sending money. Use trusted platforms. Log out of accounts on shared/public devices. Scan the QR code for more tips. Stay alert. Stay secure.
Carnival Village entry age raised to 18 for 2027. The St. Maarten Carnival Development Foundation is raising the minimum age for general entry into Carnival Village from 15 to 18 years old. The new rule takes effect for Carnival 2027 and is meant to help control the sale and consumption of alcohol by minors. As CDF says, Carnival Village includes 79 booths all licensed to sell alcohol, making enforcement difficult during major shows and adult events. Foundation President Murray Gitton says some booth holders continued selling alcohol to minors despite repeated warnings, while adults also bought drinks for minors. The 18+ rule will apply to general entry and certain concerts, including international and some local shows. It will not apply to designated cultural and youth events, including Culture Night and Youth Extravaganza. SCDF says all age-restricted events will be clearly identified in promotional material. Gittin says the decision is about protecting minors, strengthening accountability, and making it clear that not every carnival event is meant for children. St. Maarten student heads to Kosovo for AI summer program. St. Maarten student Roberto Patrick has departed for Kosovo to participate in the 2026 Pristina International Summer University. Roberto will take part in the course Law and Economics of Artificial Intelligence, running from July 6th to 17th at the University of Pristina. His participation was made possible through a scholarship that grew out of discussions between Minister Plenipotentiary Dr. Anders Gracita Arendel and Kosovo's ambassador to the Netherlands, Dren Doli. Minister Arendel met Roberto at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport before his departure and wished him success. She says the opportunity shows how diplomatic engagement can lead to real benefits for St. Maarten students and young professionals. The cabinet of the Minister Plenipotentiary is now encouraging students and young professionals from St. Maarten to register in its diaspora database to receive future updates on scholarships, internships, educational programs, and networking opportunities. Library brings emancipation story to life. The St. Maarten Library commemorated Emancipation Day with an afternoon of remembrance, reflection, and cultural celebration. Held on Saturday, July 4th, the event honored the abolition of slavery in the Dutch Caribbean in 1863 and brought together families, friends, and community members to reflect on strength and resilience of the ancestors. The highlight of the program was a live reenactment of New Moon for Kashiba by local author Jocelyn Arendel, with narration and performances bringing the story's themes of courage, identity, and freedom to life. The gathering also featured the ceremonial blowing of the conch shell, a tribute performance by Nkosana, Esther Illis, and a dance tribute to the ancestors by Shiloh Bedminster. The audience joined in singing the chorus of the St. Maarten song as a shared tribute to heritage and unity, and the library says the event was about more than remembering history. It was about honoring culture, embracing identity, and passing the legacy of emancipation on to future generations.
Hey there, I'm Venicia Herbert, and welcome to the Community Billboard. This is your space, where the people, places, and heartbeat of the St. Maarten community get to speak for themselves. Whether it's an event worth showing up for, a business worth knowing about, or a cause worth caring about, you'll hear it right here. So, settle in, because what's coming up next just might be exactly what you've been looking for. Welcome to the NEWSDESK Community Billboard.
Every summer, young people across St. Maarten are ready to learn, grow, and contribute to the workforce. All we need is an opportunity.
As youth, we are calling on businesses, organizations, government departments to step up and invest in the future of our island through corporate social responsibility.
By opening your doors to young people, you are helping to build a stronger, more prepared St. Maarten for tomorrow.
A summer job is more than just work experience. It helps you develop confidence, responsibility, communication skills, and valuable professional experience that can help shape their future.
Your organization can make a real difference by becoming a host partner in the 2026 BOP program.
For more information, contact Department of Youth XSM on Facebook, email deptofyouth@stmartengov.org.
We are counting on you. Register today.
To be part of our mailing list, send an email to newsdesksxm@gmail.com.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
Curaçao expands rehabilitation and earthquake relief efforts. Curaçao is making headlines this week for two very different initiatives, one focused on rehabilitation and the other on regional humanitarian aid. At the Centro de Detención y Corrección Curaçao, or SDKK prison, inmates enrolled in the facility's bread and pastry program recently took part in a hands-on workshop learning to bake traditional sweet bread, also known as pandushi. Prison officials say the activity is part of a broader rehabilitation program designed to equip inmates with practical job skills, encourage teamwork, and improve their chances of finding employment after their release. Participants work together under the guidance of culinary instructors, producing a variety of sweetbreads while building confidence and experience in the kitchen. Meanwhile, Curaçao is also playing a major role in the international response to the recent earthquakes in Venezuela. The island has become a key humanitarian hub, with relief supplies being collected, sorted, and prepared for shipment to affected communities. The operation is being coordinated by the government of Curaçao, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, humanitarian organizations, and international partners. The Royal Netherlands Navy, the Dutch Caribbean Coast Guard, and U.S. humanitarian teams are all supporting the movement of emergency personnel and supplies from Curaçao to Venezuela as relief efforts transition from search and rescue to long-term recovery. Officials say the island's strategic location has made it a critical staging point for regional disaster response, demonstrating the importance of Caribbean cooperation during times of crisis. Here's a quick fact: Curaçao lies just 65 kilometers or about 40 miles off the coast of Venezuela, making it one of the closest Caribbean islands to mainland South America and a vital hub for trade, emergency response, and humanitarian operations.
Welcome back. Each day we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on St. Maarten. Welcome to today's NEWSDESK feature.
St. Lucia's Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, takes over the chairmanship of CARICOM. The regional bloc is entering a new phase of expectation. For years, Caribbean leaders have spoken about integration, free movement, food security, climate resilience, and stronger economic ties. Now the question is whether ordinary Caribbean people will begin to feel those promises in their daily lives. Outgoing CARICOM Chairman, St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister the Honorable Terence Drew used the opening of the 51st regular meeting of heads of government to call for a stronger and more modern regional movement. His message was clear. CARICOM must become safer, more prosperous, more efficient, and more relevant to the people it represents. That means regional integration cannot remain only a conversation for summits, speeches, and diplomatic meetings. It must show up in easier travel, more job opportunities, lower food costs, stronger disaster protection, and greater economic independence. One of the biggest steps forward has been the expansion of free movement. Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines have moved ahead with an agreement allowing their citizens to live and work in each other's countries without visas, residency permits, or work permits. It is one of the clearest examples yet of what a more connected Caribbean could look like. For Caribbean citizens, this could mean more than just travel. It could mean a nurse from one island taking a job on another, a skilled tradesperson being able to work across borders, a family relocating without facing layers of paperwork, a business owner expanding into a neighboring market. But the integration is also about food. CARICOM has continued its push to reduce the region's heavy dependence on imported food through the 25 by 25 and Wider Vision 25 by 2030 agenda. The goal is to grow more of what the region eats, support farmers, strengthen climate-smart agriculture, and keep more money circulating inside the Caribbean instead of constantly leaving through food imports. That work is especially important as global conflicts, shipping disruptions, climate shocks, and inflation continue to drive up food prices. Climate resilience also remains at the center of the regional agenda. The Caribbean is among the world's most vulnerable regions to hurricanes, droughts, flooding, coastal erosion, and rising sea levels. CARICOM has continued pressing for climate financing while regional development institutions are working on new debt for resilience models that could help countries redirect costly debt payments toward infrastructure, health, education, energy, and disaster preparedness. For small islands, that is not an abstract policy debate. It is about whether a country can recover after a storm without sinking deeper into debt. It is about whether schools, hospitals, roads, water systems, and electricity grids can withstand the next crisis. But even as CARICOM moves forward, major challenges remain. Implementation is still one of the region's biggest weaknesses. Agreements are often announced with excitement, but the process of turning them into everyday reality can move slowly. Concerns over national sovereignty, immigration systems, access to social services, security, and job competition still make some governments cautious. There are also governance questions within CARICOM itself, including debate over how decisions are made and how the Secretariat is managed. That is why Dr. Drew's message about modernization matters. CARICOM cannot only be judged by the number of declarations it signs. It must be judged by whether people can travel more freely, find opportunities more easily, buy more affordable food, and feel safer and more secure in an unpredictable world. As Prime Minister Pierre begins his term as chairman, the region has an opportunity to push from resilience toward renewal. The Caribbean has always had the talent, the resources, the culture, and the people. The challenge now is to make cooperation work beyond the meeting room, because CARICOM's future will not be measured only by what leaders agree to. It will be measured by what Caribbean people are finally able to do together.
That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Maarten News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, St. Maarten.